Okay, cool. All right, we've got some merge requests to review on the Code Review Weekly Workshop. I'm going to share my screen as we look at this merge request, which is related and possibly authored by Marco. Cool. All right, yeah, let's check it out. And it looks like there's some comments already here. I'm going to scroll up to get the full context. Changes new failed jobs card. Oh, I saw this come into my email. I saw failed pipeline and that just stuck out to me. I was like, oh man, do I have another failed pipeline? But then I realized, oh wait, this is a merge request titled failed pipeline. Uh, uh, to show a border only when hovered and changes the text from show failed jobs to hide failed jobs. Oh, interesting. All right, let me see if I can compare the before and after pretty well. Sometimes it's hard for me to spot the difference. I can't see the difference. Oh wait, the show failed jobs thing. Yes. I see. Ah, yes. Okay, cool.
Okay.
The little the
Okay. Yeah.
thing at
the point.
yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Check it out. Cool, and you pings UX. Some discussion there. Nice. Okay, let's see the comments because I think you mentioned something about a comment here. Using built-in V. I just
Never heard of that framework.
I know. Typos are humorous from time to time. Cool. Yeah. Oh wait. Class header class. Ah. Oh cool. Find since any value passed to not to contain method. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting suggestion. Let me pull the whole MR down locally so I can read the diff better. But I see where Arthur is coming from.
Go for it.
All right. VS Code is open. All right. Oh, Zoom is like blocking the bottom of Zoom bar. I don't know what to do with you. All right. Oh, I probably need to let me see what branch yeah, I need to go to yes, let's do that. Pop. Okay, we're on latest of master. I love it when I can get my work done on these calls. I love it so much. Okay. All right, here's all the changes. So specifically talking about the spec here. I'm going to try to move the chat up to yes, my goal is to get it merged in this call, Marco. Let's do it. But that comment is interesting because a not assertion is a lot weaker than a equals assertion. because I don't think flaky is the right word. Like it's gonna fail a lot, but it's gonna pass a lot. But it's nice that we have a mirroring assertion of here is where we do check if it contains this thing. And then yeah, here's where we check that it doesn't contain that thing. The only thing I can think would be I think it's fine. I have a tendency to prefer two equals assertions. But I think in this case, it makes sense, especially since it's paired later on with this one. But what do you think, Yannick? Of
I tend to agree. I'm just still processing what you just said. So if I hear you correctly, expect not to contain is weaker than to contain is false. Does that make sense? And is that right? Because I would expect them both to have the same result.
So we have had tests that seemed to do things, but actually did nothing because the value here, this is just one of the cases, but the value here was actually something that would never possibly be in it.
Okay, yeah, that is bogus then. Yeah.
And so since we're checking not to contain, that's the point, is it's like it's so easy to make this test pass, and easy is not the right word. It's just will pass so much more than if you're looking for the needle it needs to be. This is
okay. I do have an idea then, or an opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like can I see the actual test once more, or the actual diff of the?
Yeah. Here we go.
So it says not contain default props dot job yada yada. What about the two? Okay, so that is definitely something that I would address. I get your point in not contain passes a lot, and we're checking against it with contain. So my requirement would be to, with both of those tests, check for the same variable.
Yeah, that's
so
a good. And that's a good.
That.
Yep, and they are.
Are we?
So,
okay, cool. Yeah, then I'm good.
And I think that's, to me, that's why I feel like, yeah, it's all right because we're doing it that way. Okay, Marco has a comment on the chat. The test below that. Oh, testing that. Yes. This test is checking that a value that we can definitely check. It is yes. Yeah. I think I think we're on the same page about this one.
Yeah, and honestly, we would probably be like the does not render anything test is absolutely okay. I am not so sure if this MR would have come by without this test. I probably would have given it a sum up anyhow. So yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, just for fun, I'm curious now about something. I'm curious, what is the actual HTML if we don't have the permissions? And if it's just empty, it's like, okay, let's just make it empty. But let me see. If it's a whole bunch of other stuff, maybe that's the thing, but let's see.
I'm curious how you're going to find out, because I know how I would do it, but it's quite time intensive.
Oh, we can find it on the reply in the MR, Marco says. Well, it's too late for that. It's too late for that. I'm in the code.
Go for it.
Hard to make me leave this place. Yeah.
Okay, I see how I did it.
And I see why we're checking it there. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like it. I think it's good. I'm not too worried about it. To me, the biggest thing I'm concerned about is, do we have any fake tests? Like, do we have any tests that are appearing to be helpful but aren't actually doing their job? I'm concerned about that. But then I'm concerned about, when it comes to tests, is if I introduce a bug, will it catch it?
Mhm.
And because we have the pairing of the tests, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and review this. Check this out. All right. Here's class update stuff. I'm just going to assume that's great because those look like utility classes and this has been UX approved and they look fairly harmless. Here we are pulling in the collapse. We have this is visible ID that we've removed. Okay. And here we only show this row now if we're visible. And we're throwing in the job trace HTML in there. So I guess is visible ID that wasn't even used. Visible ID. Oh, that was the test ID. Ah, that's interesting. Yes, I'm glad that we're just changing it to a static test ID. I think that makes sense. I see. And job trace comes
I
that, or
barely
if we
see
don't.
this in our code base, like a dynamic test ID. That's
Yeah,
a
I
bit
don't.
of a lack to me, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, let us remove that.
I agree. It's kind of it's something that's like, yeah, that's seems more complicated than it needs to be. But I can understand where the thought of like, oh, maybe we want to do this here. And then here we're just updating class. That makes a lot of sense. Here we're getting rid of the collapse. Because this is the whole yeah, Marco said that ID was used to know when the collapse was open or closed in tests. But I think we're handling it now with our own component of the collapse owns that information. So we don't have to test that, which is cool. Failed jobs, show failed jobs. Now we have a failed jobs label. This was called show failed jobs. Now it's just called failed jobs label. I'm going to double check. Have we successfully gotten rid of show failed jobs? Yes. We don't have any other references to that. Do you have any references to this in tests and stuff? No. Great. All right. Classes we're adding of whether we're expanded or not. Aria expanded. Oh, okay, but that's a pre-existing thing, but that's interesting. We're adding some font heaviness to this thing, I guess. That's cool. And then we got rid of the collapser here. Failed jobs list, because now details contains the, oh, no, we got rid of the collapse completely. We don't have to use collapse at all. Ah, I see. I see. So all of these are removing collapse. Okay. Ah, I see. Okay. Let me go back to here.
What's the question you're currently thinking about, Paul?
Thank you for stopping me. My question was, what's causing the accordion effect? And I guess is that VIF that we have here.
Yeah, so Marco left a comment in the chat regarding the information, the animation. That is why the GA collapse component was removed. So it's how I read this. It's just like a dynamic render on the if.
Okay.
That's how I get it.
I see.
Like without having this reproduced, it kind of sounds legit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I was also, when I see, one thing that pops out to me is like when I see, okay, we've changed 4 protection modules and we have 2 unit test updates. I'm like, wait, are we missing some tests? But these are just updating classes.
Mhm.
I don't know what the N stands for. Do you know what it stands?
Let's try the unpack.
Negative. Oh man, we have utility classes for negative values.
Oh, that's a blocking issue. We can't have that.
uh
Oh gosh. Okay. What is it?
like if you N3 or N1.
margin top negative GL spacing free. That's what it is.
Wow. Do we want to? Yeah. I don't know.
Like I would be on like, okay, having this UX approved is good. With negative margins, I would really be tempted to run this and look if I can avoid it. But maybe like there are some use cases where you just have to live with it. So
Yeah.
I don't really know.
And I see we had it before. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. But,
Just for fun, do we want to see if we can? Do we want to see if
I would love it. Yeah, I'd be curious.
Okay.
But it might become painful, as if we might have to touch other components or whatnot. We'll see.
Yeah, but I think you're right. We will have to. But I think it'd be good. So one other thing I think I'm a little interested in is so here. All right, here we got rid of this collapse, but over here, I see, is expanded. I see. And is expanded. Is that even a prop that's like coming into? No, it's still a data. What updates is expanded here? Toggle widget. What updates that? This button does. Okay. All right, let's run start on this just for fun. I'm also going to set a timer for myself. 10 minutes. Let's do it. We can do it in 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, GDK may take 10 minutes.
Yeah, we can boot this in 8.
Yeah, let me see. What was I have one adjusting the margins more for the rather bit cleaner this way. And that's the button then that I guess you could do some expanding on for that button. All right. The only other thing I was curious while we're waiting for GDK to do its thing is where else are these components used? Make sure we're not running into big errors. Nope, we don't seem to be doing that. So like where else is pipeline failed jobs widget used? So I'm going to go here to grab the names of the components. Okay, so this is only used in failed jobs list. This is only used in pipeline failed jobs widget. This is only used in pipelines table. There seems to be a lot of pipelines table, and it's this pipelines list. I think this also shows up in merge requests. This component, the pipelines table. Here, I guess we're looking at. Oh yeah, we're already looking at merge requests, but I think it also shows up like in the pipelines page as well.
So that means we do have potential side effects when we're touching the styles.
Especially when we're doing like negative margin stuff,
Mm.
possibly. All right. Let's go. All right. So we're gonna test out. Man, both of my daughters like to draw so much that I purchased like 150 pencils at one point, and my
Okay.
little pencil holder is completely empty. I know I haven't used 150 of those. Okay. Now we're ready to go. Let's do it. Let's go. The pipelines page is not showing the failed jobs button. Does it show it for complete pipelines? Does it only show it if there is a failed jobs? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't show it here. Let me go back to here where we're doing pipelines.view. What all references this thing?
That is weird. I'm pretty sure I saw it on prod.
So you see
Like
it, yeah, you see it in this pipelines index here. Yeah, what? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, we got the title. The title's coming in. Let's get the rest of it.
We're 5 minutes in. That's
Okay, great. We're 5 minutes in. Oh, geez.
takes
All right,
too long.
let's go. Here we go. Sign in. Come on, give me that cookies. All right. We're gonna find something with failed pipelines. We're gonna look at the shell project. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be here in build somewhere, but it might not be. But I think it is gonna be. Oh, it's so not. I think though, if I go to here, I might see it.
So we're looking for the failed jobs.
Oh, this isn't even failing as a job. It's just failing because it's just failing.
The runner's not at home or something.
Yes. Let's see if this one's better. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's not showing failed jobs. When did we show failed jobs? Oh well. Anyways, let's try to go to a merge request and see if we see it there. So we can play with the margins. Let's go.
So that's a potential other issue. Do I get this right?
Not seeing the failed jobs here.
Yep.
I don't know if we were supposed to. I don't see it on .com, and
okay,
maybe it doesn't show it for some reason. All right. Let's go. Testing out web IDE on master. That's what my GDK looks like. Ah! Where are these failed jobs?
are there any issues on the console or something?
Show me the jobs. There's a feature flag. Ah! Okay. Ah, we got 3 minutes left. Ah, it's not in the setup. Ah, what feature flag is it? Really? There's a feature flag. It's okay. Let's see if we can find the feature flag. Or Marco probably knows it. He'll send it pretty soon. Show failed jobs widget should show it. Ah, here we go. CI job failures in MR. That's why it only shows here.
Yeah, just give it a return true for now. Just try it out.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Not
Good
to
thinking.
bother with the Rails console now.
Good thinking. Unless we have CA jobs. What was it called again?
Show failed. No, CI jobs failures.
Okay.
Yeah, we can probably get away with it. Let's give it a shot.
Cool. Nice. I'm still curious though, too, like what is. Oh, this is when you're actually in the failed jobs widget where you can see the list of them. So, okay. This doesn't need the feature flag because this is only referenced in yes. All right. All is making more sense now. And how interesting. Since we made it return true, it should
There we are.
show also in these other ones as well, which is interesting. All right.
So
Okay.
negative margin.
Boom. It looks pretty. I like it.
Yeah, decent.
So let's find negative margin. How sad would it be if, both Yannick and I are like, we don't like it. We're just gonna close the SIMR.
Well, then you probably should be working at a different company.
That's a good point.
There's something I don't understand. We are having a GLMLN3 on it and a GLMLN4, and there's like no media query whatsoever attached to it. And
That's
they are
very
overriding
true.
itself. That's wealth.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yes,
Oh.
yes. And that's because we're applying it here to the failed jobs widget, which is also setting its own class. Great.
One more time. That was too quick for me.
So all of these classes
Yes.
are getting applied. There's classes being applied here and classes being applied to the root.
On the root element.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So I think we need to get rid of this. We should not do margin classes at the root.
It's interesting. If we go back to the browser for a second, and so yeah, at the moment, the for rule is being passed at the latest with the same kind of specificness, whatever.
Yep.
So the free rule is obsolete. It's just like it doesn't do
yeah,
anything.
exactly. So I think we want to get rid of this one at the root. Okay, I'm sorry. We hit the snooze on that thing. All right. Yeah, I want to get rid of that one at the root, but then let's think about these other negative margins. And let's see. All right.
What is it?
Do we look like the same? Yeah, we look like the same. Even though we've gotten rid of that one, we look the same. Let's see what happens if I get rid of this one. Something's making us space a little bit. Where is that coming from? That's why we're trying to line up. Now, please tell me we're not doing negative margins up here too. Okay.
Oh, we're in table land. We are lost anyway.
We're lost anyway. If I'm here.
What made me just wonder, like, if I think about a standard layout, if I get it right, without removing the you remove the negative margin and the thing is jumping to the left. Is that correct? Like,
I remove the negative margin and it jumps to the right.
Okay.
But look what I can do here. The reason the negative margin has to be applied is because of this padding we're applying here at the header. Right? Oh, wow, look at that jump. Thank you for updating the how to validate, Marco. So here's an idea. What if this is a GLPR3 And then maybe we can get rid of GL, ML, this one. Let's see what that looks like. This is the original one. But I get that maybe we want that to like stretch the whole way, this like outline. Let's see what happens. This thing is pushed over, man. That is just pushed over. Oh, I didn't do it correctly. Still applying this PX3 to the header, which I thought I told not to do, but I didn't save. I didn't save my file. Okay. Yeah, we are in table land. The land of tables. All right. Yeah, this is starting to look worse. So I think that no, it's not even lined up well. Geez. Okay. But the reality is that we want, so if I go back to this one, we want this to stretch all the way to like, we want to fix this padding here that's being applied to all of the tables. Yeah, to all of the cells. So I wonder if it's possible to do that. What is, I mean, this pipeline table row, where does that come from? Oh, we made that up down here, I think. Did we?
That is having
No.
in mind that we're in table land, that is a lot of diffs.
Yeah. Oh, this is the pipeline table row details template. All right. Yeah, and we might not have any way of doing this from here. This might be the way we need to do the negative margins. Like, I'm starting to think there's no way for us to set the padding for this specific cell. Okay, so since at least then the negative margins live here, right next to table land, so it's clear. Somewhat clear. Negative margins are needed for table stuff. I think that does make sense. And well, I think that's one of the best ways we're going to do. But we should get rid of this one.
You duplicate one. Yeah.
Yeah, we should get rid of that one. And then yeah, as I look at the other things, I think everything else is okay. Here we just updated our title. Oh, but we are also now conditionally adding some classes. So it'd be cool to have a test for that logic of when we're expanding, if we can just add the assertion that we're adding that class. Let me start making notes on the MR. All right. Looks like this GLMLN3 is getting overridden by the classes applied to it in the parent component. And we remove this GLMLN3. All right. I left a Polish comment there. I'm sorry. That's probably not a good joke.
End of week.
The other thing I was going to leave a comment about was okay, here we're adding, yeah, we just get rid of collapse. So here can we add a small assertion to our unit tests that these classes are conditionally applied? Is expanded this talk. Okay. Great. That test was good. And then let me check the other one, and then we're good to go. I'm checking for coverage right now of, yeah, this one we've updated the job log. Yes. Hidden job log, but now it just doesn't exist. Yes.
That's easy.
When clicking on a link element within the row. Well, that's interesting. When clicking on a link element within the row. Oh, yeah. Is this gonna, yes. If I click on this. Yeah, hopefully it's just this button. It's not nothing else is doing stuff. Yeah, where's my logs? Where's my job logs? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've exhausted this MR. So I left you those couple of comments. Did I leave them? Where are they?
Finish review, it says.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it.
Hot
Great.
take, but I'm really not the biggest fan of this feature.
Oh, really?
It just happens to me too often.
I think
Did you build it?
this feature?
Yeah.
I think it's all right.
Okay.
I could see it being helpful. The negative margin stuff isn't my favorite, but I could see we're already in table land.
I'm talking about the finished review, like the two.
I thought you were talking about Marco's MR. I thought you were like, I'm not a fan of whatever Marco just spent time doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
and I'm like, well, it's okay to me.
It's absolutely rubbish. No. I was referring to the
the submit review thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it has its quirks from time to time. All in all, this looks great. I've left you some small comments. Then we should be good to go. Right on time. Right on time. Cool. All right.
Good stuff.
We did an MR. And since it's Friday for me, when Marco gets back to this, I don't have to look at it until Tuesday morning. So this is great for me. I'm joking, Marco. I'm sorry. I'll look at it as soon as you get back. Oh no, they're coming. Marco says they're coming now. Well, that was fun.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we have to, I don't think we have time for doing anything else. But I think clearly the bit that spent the most, the bit that was the longest in that MR review was testing it out and trying to get the classes. If there's another way to do the classes. And that's why I time boxed it. If it was going to take too long, and it's really easy for me to spend an hour doing that. So it's even just having a reminder like, hey, 10 minutes is up. Are you sure you still want to be doing the same task? That's so helpful for me. But yeah, and it's also super helpful doing it with you, Yannick, and Marco. So yeah, thanks for your help.
Absolutely. That was good fun. Thanks so much for all the insights. And enjoy the weekend, everybody. I'll catch you soon.
Yeah, thanks. Take care.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Bye.